See, what absolutely blows my mind about reality is the fact that we are here existing through the means of this infinite, omnipotent intelligence, this omniscient power and force, and yet we have been given absolutely nothing to direct us. See, we are in essence just pawns in the entire system, flocking from left to right without any real idea of where we are going and what we are actually doing. See, you would think it would make sense that this infinite intelligence would at least provide some sort of groundwork, some sort of foundation for us to build upon. But we actually find the further and further we journey throughout our existence that the ground is totally empty. And that just when we think we found our footing, we once again fall over. See, it's a masterful thing, but at the same time, we cannot comprehend it. And it doesn't make sense to us as we are experiencing it now. But from a greater, grander perspective, it essentially is the perfect game. Because if we knew anything about it, it wouldn't be as intense and as captivating as it is. So you could say right now that the world and everything going on within it is twisted, inverted, and dark. But if you look at it from a different perspective, you begin to realize that it is our greatest blessing, because in it we have to tap in to a greater potential that exists within, so that we can bring light to the darkness and thus shine upon it. Now, the light is our awareness, and our awareness is what allows us to understand the happenings, but to let go of the whys and the hows. See, so many people get stuck in the rationalizing minds, looking for reasons, looking down endless rabbit holes in search for answers, always to come up empty-handed, as you find there is absolutely nothing solid to be found. Just as you try to grab space, you always end up with nothing in your hand. Just as you try to hold on to the sand, it flows through the cracks between your fingers. So what can we do? How do we go on? How do we move forward? How do we find peace in this place which is so confusing, so conflicting, so upside down? It just doesn't make any sense. But what we have to do first and foremost is surrender to that fact. Surrender to the truth that we just cannot know. And when that takes place and that occurs within, you find that surrender brings with it deep trust. Trust, that is, in the unfoldment of the unknown. See, way too many people in this life shy away from the unknown because they fear it, because it's dark, It's gloomy. Monsters lurk in the cupboards, ready to jump out and try and trap you. But in truth, you are just turning the light on in the dark room. And once the light's on, you know where to step. You can see everything around you, and you can make fit of what it is. So what you're actually doing is embracing the darkness and knowing that you are actually the light that shines upon it. And you bring order to the chaos, even though you are the source of both. So you have to realize that the world is pliable and everything in it is empty in itself. And what that means is that the frequency can be altered very easily, and the environment will resonate with exactly what you have become and what the dominating thoughts in your mind are. But it's important to know that as pliable as it is still indeed very solid, or at least the illusion seems. So what that means is that things take time to manifest. And the manifestation process happens at a pace which is totally out of your control. Now, what is in your control is the ability to respond to the environment, respond to the illusion, respond to the solidity. And in the process of doing so, you learn and you grow and develop. And this is the purpose to your existence. Because you can't know. You will never know. And that is the blessing which lies at the core. Because if you ever did know, you'd become complacent. And when you're complacent, you begin to rot.